In this video, we will be discussing how to use the ENA Webtool after you have uploaded your dataset. To begin, go to the link below. After logging in or creating an account, we can begin to work with your dataset. If you don't know how to log in or upload your dataset, please watch the previous video. Also, in order to start after logging in, make sure to find your project and folder that your dataset is in. Click the plus button under Units to add units. All columns that are a part of your data file will appear. However, only select the columns for the metadata for which you want ENA to construct an individual network for. For example, different combinations of students, classrooms, or schools. In the case of our example data set, our first unit will be level of overall teacher engagement. You can have multiple units when creating your network. Hit the plus button to add more units. You will be able to include or exclude individual units even after the model is created. In the end, we have chosen level of overall engagement, course, and participant as our units. So eventually we will see networks forming for high levels of engagement and low levels of engagement. Each plotted point will represent a specific participant associated with course and overall engagement. To the right of units is conversation. Your conversation is going to represent a set of lines that are related to each other, and that is where connections between the concepts you want to study are going to be made. Conversations is what we can think of as a meaningful set of discourse. For example, it could be answers to questions within an interview, a paragraph in an essay, but in our case, it will be course. Again, course will be our selected conversation for this particular set. Hit the plus to add conversation variable. The process is the same as adding units. You are also able to include or exclude individual conversations after ENA creates its initial model. In conversation, you can also change your window size. A moving stanza window means that ENA will model connections within the recent temporal context for that line. Each line has its own stanza window, meaning there are multiple stanza windows within a conversation. We would assert that line and the same stanza window are related. For this set, we have a moving stanza window of 4. This means the connections are made within a line and between that line and the 3 preceding it. If you feel it is best to use a whole conversation instead, you'll find it under Advanced Options. A whole conversation would mean that the lines within a conversation are related to one another. Next, we will click on Codes. Your codes are the constructs you're interested in seeing connections between in your model. Click the plus button next to each code to add your codes. Once you have selected 3 of them, you should begin to see a network form to the right. You can also remove network codes by hitting the minus button after the code has been added. After we add all of these codes, we should see 2 networks beginning to form. We can click on either the blue or red square to open up a network for both groups. In this case, if we click on the red mean, we can see what the mean network looks like for this group. Click the minus sign right here to stop viewing the current chosen network. You can also click on a specific plotted point on the network to see individual networks for the point, as so. You can also click on Data View to see your original data. This is an example of using ENA at a very basic level. To learn how to use the Webtool's more advanced options, please watch the next video.